Knowledge is cumulative. We accumulate knowledge and we believe and know that knowledge is infinite. There is no end to knowledge accumulation. After you no longer exist as this body, you become no knowledge. Knowledge is false. We are trying to understand something which cannot be understood, which with the very tool that is an impediment. This brain with which you function is not going to help you understand Parabrahman. Parabrahman, says Nisargadatta, is not all-knowing. It is not knowing. And when you reach the point where you are struck by sheer terror, when the sheer terror of knowing, of experiencing the feeling of not being here, that is when you have ripened. Your mind is not the right tool to realization, for realization. Your mind it creates Maya, and it constantly pulls down this projection screen and switches on the button and the show goes on. You act it out. You act as if you came here and you're going away. As Nisargadatta says, this power, Parabrahman, has come in the form of you on this planet at this particular time, which is also an illusion. There is no time. You have come here to experience time. Parabrahman knows and knows not. But Parabrahman has come in your form to roam around in this environment maybe for 5 years, 10 years, this bodily form taken by Parabrahman can experience time for 5 years, 10 years and die as a child. Or it can exist for 120 years and die as an old person. But what it is essentially doing, this body is here to experience time. So you see, this is you, and this is you before you became this. You existed. You got only this and this you, and this you, which is after death. So this you drops, it dies, and this which was before and this which is after, which is not the right thing to say, close together again, collapse together. What was between these two things? John, Mary, Muhammad, Siegfried, Deng Xiaoping, Xi Jinping, Putin, Trump. It drops. And it is one again. But if you're curious as to whether you will exist as a oneness which has a name, a form, like you do now or I have now, that's not going to happen. You will exist, but exist as me. I will exist as you. The butterfly will exist as the tiger will exist as the whale, the planet will exist as one thing, one unthinking thing that is only bliss. But this bliss does not have an opposite. The bliss that we sometimes experience here has an opposite. Happiness has its opposite. Darkness has its opposite. So this existence, for lack of a better word or term, this existence that you become is one of non-emotion. There won't be any emotions, no happiness and no sadness either. It will be ecstatic bliss beyond anything that you can know as a person, as a laughing, crying, dancing, happy, miserable person. It is a joy that knows no reason. Right now, you need input for happiness. Your problem has to be solved in order for you to be happy. Let me use myself as a guinea pig for you to observe and to understand. Right now, I am in the midst of a crisis. In the next 1 or 2 days, I am going to lose almost all of my accumulated wealth. This body has worked, strived like some insect building or some animal building a home, a cave with sticks, pieces of wood. I have built something and I'm going to lose it. And this body feels, this mind and body feels, at least not now, I don't feel it so much, but until about a week ago, it was very painful. But having listened to Nisargadatta's pointers, absolutely no pain. I look forward to it. I look toward this perceived loss as a gain. Because as long as I am this body and my misery is caused by my embracing all the material possessions that I have, and the thought of losing everything causes distress in the mind of this body, then it is better that this body relinquishes totally possession of whatever it thought was its own. So perhaps you are also wallowing in misery for some reason. We are always being sandwiched between two eternities of non-being. Before birth and after birth. Yeah. But this non-beingness is beingness. But it is a beingness that you cannot understand with your brain through the thinking process. The thinking process has to stop when the brain becomes totally silent. It is then that you will see who you really are. So don't forget, do not believe, it is very important, do not believe these teachings. Because if you believe these things to be true, then you'll have a lot of difficulty understanding what this non-experiential thing is. I am very sure that you understand what I'm saying, because if you have been listening to me thus far, you count among the people who are really, really serious about finding out who you really are. Just sit in front of a mirror, look into your reflection long enough, repeat your name over and over again 100 times slowly, and you will see that this name is a costume. It's like if you're a John or an Abdullah, there are millions of you around. But you feel that you're a different John or Abdullah, but that is not what you are. You are playing this game. So stop playing this game and see how this veil of illusion is causing you so much pain and discomfort. By making this video, I am also reinforcing the strength that I have in the knowledge that I have. I wish you peace, brother or sister. Thank you. Namaste.